What's up guys, this is Balázs from Racing Brick. I'm glad to inform you that I left the hospital on Friday after spending 4 weeks in exile, so I will spend the next few weeks with recovery with my family. I still need to rest a lot, and I don't have all my usual equipment with me. You can see part of the temporary setup behind me, so I will work on some reviews, but they won't come as quickly as usual, so stay tuned. I received tons of questions for you for the EMEA, and I have to say pretty good ones. I have to confess that I was a little bit afraid that I will get some tough questions, like questions about quantum physics or things like that, but luckily it did not happen. I tried to organize the questions in the group the similar ones, so let's start with the personal topic. So, first question, where are you from? I am from Hungary. I live in Budapest at the moment. How do you spell your name? I'm pretty sure the YouTube captions are wrong. It spells your name differently every time. My name is Balázs. It's B-A-L-A-Z-S. What does your name mean? It is a really unique name, so it must have a meaning, right? Well, according to Wikipedia, the origin of the name is unknown. There are multiple theories, but nothing is confirmed. It doesn't have any direct meaning in Hungarian. Have you got a wife? If you have one, please show it on camera. Yes, I do have a wife and kids as well. My wife said she will show up in the video where she can hold the YouTube button for the 100,000 subscribers. So if you want to see her, make sure to subscribe and ask all your friends and family. What are your kids' opinion on your channel, and do they enjoy being on the videos? My son loves the channel and he helps a lot with the videos. He's actually planning to start his own YouTube channel in the near future. My daughter likes to play with Lego, but she does not really care about the YouTube channel yet. What did you study and do as a daytime job? I did study IT and I had a lot of different jobs. I used to teach IT in a school for kids with hearing loss. Then I was also an IT system administrator there. I worked for several multinational IT support companies in various different roles, like IT technician, trainer, quality manager, and lately as a knowledge manager. I also model and design inflatable products in 3D applications. Do you have any other hobbies besides Lego? Photography is a long-time hobby of mine. I still practice it, but nowadays mostly with Lego. I also enjoy science fiction movies and books. Honestly, in the past few years, most of my free times was spent with Lego. Do you have any pets? Nope, not at the moment. Can you say something in French? Oui, bien sûr, mais excuse-moi, je n'ai pas eu la chance de parler en français depuis je sais pas quand. C'était il y a très longtemps. What is your favorite car in real life? My all-time favorite car is the Dodge Ram 1500 SRT10 Quad Cab. What keeps you inspired and where do you get your inspiration from? I don't have any particular sources. I usually get ideas by observing things. Do you know any other Lego YouTubers? Sure, I know a lot of them. Are you fully happy? Yes, I am now, because I'm with my family. How did you feel during the surgery? I did not feel anything during the surgery as I was sleeping. Before that, I only felt the doctors trying to find the proper vein, so they stabbed me like 4 or 5 times. After the surgery, I woke up. I even spoke to my family, but honestly, I can't remember the first 4 hours or so. Can I buy you a beer next time I'm in Budapest? Sure, I would love to have a beer with you guys. We just need to wait a little bit until this whole pandemic situation is over. So now let's move to the questions related to Lego and myself. At what age did you start with Lego? When did you start collecting Lego? I was a very lucky kid because in the 80s Lego was not very accessible in Hungary. You know, back then we were on the wrong side of the Iron Curtain. My parents traveled abroad for work and they got me some Lego sets, so I think I was around 2 or 3 years old when I got my first Lego. What was your first Lego set and your first Lego Technic set? The first Lego set I can remember is the 7710 passenger train. Not sure about the first Technic set. I think it was the 8620 snow scooter. How many Lego sets and pieces do you have? How long have you been collecting Lego? How much does your Lego sets cost? Honestly, I have no idea, and maybe for the sake of the peace in the family, it is better this way. I started collecting Lego, as I said, when I was 2 or 3, so it was pretty early, and I still have a good part of those pieces. Did you have a dark age? Yes, of course, like everyone, I think. I think when I left home for high school at the age of 14, I did not really play with Lego anymore. And I only got back to it after my son was born, so it was around 10 years ago. At what age did you discover your construction talent with Lego Technic? At which age did you start building Lego Technic MOCs? Well, I can't say that I discovered any particular talent. I liked to play with Lego Technic a lot as a kid, but that was still the studied era, so I mixed everything, Technic with City. I did not really specialize in Technic. The set that brought me to Lego and Lego Technic was the 42029 customized pickup truck from 2014. That time my son was always asking for Lego sets for birthdays and Christmas and everything. And I think, half joking, I asked my family that I want to have a Lego set on my own. So I received that customized pickup truck as a gift. When I built it, I was wondering if I can make it motorized, because I just realized that power functions exist. And that seemed to be pretty interesting. And since I like stupid challenges, I thought, and of course I did not have too many contemporary Technic pieces, I decided that I want to do this motorization without any extra parts besides the electronic pieces. So I spent like a year studying all the resources online, forums, videos and stuff like that. At the end, I managed to build a motorized version of the excellent C model Jeep of Yoshini. At this point I was hooked, and well, the rest is history. What is your favorite Lego Technic set and your favorite Lego set of all time? This might not be the most popular choice, but my favorites are the 42077 Rally Car and the 42093 Corvette sets, because they are very good, I think, and they are very versatile, they are easy to motorize, and they have tons of unofficial alternate models. My favorite non-Technic set? Well, that's a tough one. Maybe the 70906, the Joker Notorious Lowrider. I love that car. How and why did you start making Lego videos? Why did you start with Lego, and what did motivate you to do it? I wonder how this whole YouTube channel came to be. Well, when I started to collect Lego again, I was wondering how can I mix Lego with my other hobby, photography. My first idea was to build dioramas with cars and roads and racing scenes and stuff like that. But I was also very interested in power functions and all the possibilities of motorization. But, still photos are not very good to show that. I was always interested in videography, but I did not have too much experience with it. So the idea of starting a YouTube channel seemed to be a good occasion for practicing and also for self-motivation. And afterwards to share my first steps in the Lego RC world. How did you enter in collaboration with Lego? Well, after making videos about my MOCs and my RC modifications, I also started to make video reviews and tutorials. That time I heard about the possibility to apply to become a recognized Lego fan media, and I sent the application in. I waited a few months and I was really happy for being accepted. Can you keep the sets sent by Lego for review, or you have to send them back? Yes, I can keep the sets. I know this is a big red flashing warning sign for everyone that screams free Lego, but you also need to consider all the hard work that goes into making these reviews. It is definitely still more fun than doing a regular job and use the money you get for that to buy Lego, but it really requires a lot of time. What stuff do you use to film and edit? I made a brief video about my filming gear, which I will link here. I currently use a Panasonic GH5 Micro Four Thirds camera with a bunch of different lenses. I also use a DJI Mavic Mini drone, a GoPro 7 Black camera, and some other stuff as well. For editing, I mostly use Adobe products, Lightroom and Photoshop for the photos, and Premiere Pro for the videos. How much time do you usually put in a video approximately, from the start planning to the finished video? Which is your favorite part of the workflow? I know that every video type is different, but you can just explain these things on your favorite video type as an example. Well, that really depends on the video. A simple review video of a mid-size set that requires no outdoor shots usually takes 2 or 3 days. Building and recording usually starts the first day, then comes the review part, and then video editing takes another day usually. Anything else can take literally all the time in the world. For example, with some outdoor shots, I go back like 4 or 5, even 5 times if I'm not happy with the results. My favorite part is definitely shooting outdoors, preferably with a fast RC car. When will you make more mocks like the Superleggera, or do you think you will make mocks at some time? Do you think you will come back creating mocks like the futuristic BMW bike? Probably, I don't know. My biggest limitation is time. I have so many ideas. I want to do so many things, but there's simply not enough free time to do that. Lately, I was focusing more on reviews and tutorials, but this might change in the future. I don't know. What mocks are planned to be built or make a video of? I have some mods in the pipeline. I have another RC version of the Dodge Challenger that is basically complete. I only need to do the instructions and the video for it. I also made a mod of the Volvo Hauler, which I already filmed some months ago, but I did not create any instructions or did not publish it because the Powered Up app does not support yet the Angular motor that is required for it. What technique set did you enjoy building the most and why? From a building experience point of view, I think the best was the 42069 Extreme Adventure set. I really enjoyed the complexity and the unusual solutions implemented. What is a 2021 LEGO set that you are excited for? What do you think about the new sets coming in 2021? I'm really looking forward to test the off-road buggy. I think that's the most exciting one for me. About my thoughts on the full lineup, you will have to wait for the reviews that are hopefully coming soon. Will you motorize the McLaren and Ferrari sets? Yes, I'm sure I will motorize them. The only question is when. If you come to review the 42125 Ferrari set, is it possible you could make a video to compare it to the 42096 Porsche 911? Sure, if I will have both sets in hand, so these things might not be in the initial video. What do you plan to get for 2021? Well, I will get all the Technic sets for sure, but since I don't know yet what comes next year, I can't really answer this question. What do you think about LEGO removing B models in Technic sets? I don't think they actually removed them, they just shifted B models to the smaller and pullback sets. I think it was a good move because those combined pullback sets earlier wasn't very successful or popular. But of course I'm missing the B models from some of the bigger sets. Since LEGO has more and more licensed sets, I think it's somewhat understandable that it's quite difficult to create an alternate model that uses the same pieces and also matches the brand. But I hope they will continue to develop the B models. Would you like to be involved in a Dream Team mock creation with some known builders like Charbel, Sariel or Madoka? If so, what vehicle do you think that will be worth that kind of collab? That would be definitely interesting, although these great mock designers, I think everyone has their own unique approach and specific style and workflow. So I'm not sure practically how such a collaboration could be done. I think I could probably help with the powered up coding part. What are your favorite parts for LEGO RC stuff? I like buggy motors, of course, because they are strong and fast, but they are kind of difficult to use properly at the same time. Boovies is great for this purpose, so I like that very much. It is a good and versatile third-party tool. I also like the new powered up components as they have tons of potential. I hope the software part will catch up soon to be able to use the full potential. When did you start decide LEGO Creations as a full-time thing? I don't do LEGO full-time. Honestly, in the past few years, I spent a little bit more time with LEGO than the healthy amount. So after the surgery, I need to re-evaluate things a bit. So this means probably I will have less time to spend with LEGO. How much can you earn from making building instructions for mocks? Is it a good extra pay? Well, it really depends on your approach. If you consider it as a part of your hobby and you even enjoy this one as well, then it's a nice extra money that you can use to buy more LEGO. But for most people, making instructions is more like a job and it's not fun at all. It's not really a creative process that people enjoy with building and designing things. And if you look at it as a job, then there are tons of better paying possibilities than this one. And you also have to consider that you are creating a product then, and you need to look first at people's needs and their requirements and not your own ideas. So creating a 4,000 piece mock with full of rare parts might be a nice exercise, but that's not something that a lot of people will buy. How do you afford your LEGO sets? Well, some sets are sent by LEGO for review. I buy a lot of other parts and sets myself. I usually reinvest the money that is coming from YouTube or from the instructions to buy the sets, parts, and all the equipment that I use. What advice can you give to someone who wants to start creating his own mocks? I find it pretty difficult to create good stable mocks. Look at official sets or look at other mocks, study them, try to build them, understand the techniques used. If you don't feel confident enough to start building your own creations, then try to modify the official creations or other mocks. Try to change something, try to implement your own ideas. Which one do you like, Control Plus or Power Functions? I like both. Power Functions is very simple and easy to use. You need to connect a few parts and then basically you are ready to go. And with third-party controllers, it's actually possible to create advanced remote control functionality and complicated builds as well. Powered Up, on the other hand, yeah, I prefer this naming because Control Plus for me is the brand for the Technic sets with Powered Up and also the name of the app. So Powered Up offers advanced functionality out of the box with smart motors and sensors and also the coding ability. Unfortunately, at the moment, it still lacks the ease of use and it can be developed on the software side, but it will be resolved soon, I hope. What would you like to see as an official Technic set that has not been done before? Do you think LEGO should do historical Technic sets? I would like to see more iconic cars in the scale of the rally car or the most recent Ferrari. I would love to see, for example, a Ford Bronco, a Dodge Ram, or any classic American muscle car. About the historical sets, I don't think LEGO should republish old sets, but it would be interesting to see the studless interpretation of some studied classics. What is your favorite thing about getting a new set? Unboxing it or building the set or something else? I enjoy building the set, exploring and studying the building techniques used, and then trying to figure out how would I modify it. after finishing a build, for how many days, hours does it stay intact before you decide to dismantle it? Well, it depends. If I know that I want to do more videos with the set, that it stays intact. If I have modification plans, then I might start the modification next day. With smaller or less interesting sets, they stay as is until I need a part from them, and then they usually end up in the part bin. Do you plan on ever making a 1:7 or 1:6 scale LEGO Technic car mock, maybe even motorized? I don't. Honestly, I think this scale is too big for LEGO Technic builds in general, especially if you want to motorize them. The scale that can be still reasonably motorized is the one of the rally car, I think. Can you make a version of the Doom buggy with 4 L motors with the normal 6.5 stud springs? Not sure which buggy you are talking about, but if you have an idea, I suggest to test it. Can you or have you built an automatic transmission? I created the code in Powered Up for a fully automatic transmission for the 42114 Volvo set. Would you consider making the red all-terrain crane a full RC kit? Honestly, I'm not that into cranes, and that set was motorized already by others. Could you make more videos of memorizing, motorizing sets using the motors and battery box of the 42095 set? I have that set, but want to use it to motorize a set other than the rally car since I don't have that set. ZR1 maybe. The 42095 is a great toner for power functions parts, but unfortunately it is more and more difficult to buy a servo motor that is needed for a car. And the Corvette is unfortunately too small for this setup. The power functions battery box together with the IR receiver would not fit in it. Are there any plans to motorize any of the big sets in the Technic supercar line? No, they are too big and heavy for a proper motorization. I could remove all internals and put like 8 motors in them with a bunch of Buvis units, but that's not my way of doing things. When is the LEGO 42113 replica video coming? Probably early next year. My schedule is pretty messed up now with a lot of things to do and less time to spend with LEGO. Can you motorize the Land Rover from 2019? I've just finished with building it. I had plans to motorize it, but honestly, I'm not sure when will I be able to make it. Also, just to clear up confusion, was Buvis made by Racing Brick? That's an interesting question, of course not. Buvis is made by the Buvis team in Slovenia. I am simply an active user of their products. So now some general LEGO questions. How long does it take to build the Lamborghini LEGO set, because I'm getting it for Christmas and want to set a time schedule for when I could build it? Well, it really depends on your building speed. I would say at least 9 hours. Is it worth to buy power functions? Yes, I think power functions is still worth to buy if you already have some components or you are looking for a simple way to remote control things. Is there a possibility of a Buvis controlling powered up motors? Sure, Buvis 3.0 is coming in January with 4 powered up and 2 power functions boards. Have a look at it on their webpage. With the new SBrick app, the SBrick LEDs, the Buvis RC motor and the powered up compatible Buvis 3.0, I think the golden age of LEGO motorization and electrification will peak over the wall at the end of the year. Already got the hammer ready for the piggy bank. I agree, next year will be very exciting for LEGO RC, and it will definitely be a huge hit on our bank accounts. What is the best set under 100 euros? Well, best for what? If I had 100 euros to spend, I would probably buy the TOS charger. Can it hurt if the powered up L motor remains active during steering and there are some vibrations? Engine continues to run slightly forward and backward. Well, I need to know more about this behavior. Normally, if the motor feels some resistance, then steering turns off after a short amount of time. Are you aware that LEGO vacuum engines exist? There is a whole community of people who build functional LEGO engines that are powered by vacuums. I know about them, it's a very interesting subject, but unfortunately I don't have enough time to explore all the aspects of the LEGO hobby. Which is the best Bricklink seller? Or is there something better than Bricklink? That really depends on your location. I suggest to have a look at your local Bricklink sellers and their feedback and just choose someone who has a lot of positive feedback. Can you review the Buvis 3.0 and the Buvis motor? I will, as soon as the Buvis guys will be kind enough to send me them. Do you know any place to get LEGO compatible motors for cheap? If you use Google, you will find tons of resources. I'm not sure about their quality though. What do you think about FLL? Again, this is something that has a whole universe on its own. I find it interesting, but I don't have really much time to explore it. Where can I get chrome panels for my Cyan? Search for Bubble custom chrome parts on Google. How to make a motorized ATST walker with LEGO? That's a tough one. Keeping the balance during walking would be a nice challenge. Do you think LEGO is getting too expensive? I don't think it's getting more expensive, but there are definitely more and more big and expensive sets being released. So if you want to collect all of them, then the hobby itself might become more and more expensive. Why are the power functions servos sold out? LEGO is phasing out power functions by the end of the year, and apparently the stock of servo motors ran out sooner than they expected. Do you have any special tips to buy cheaper LEGO Technic sets? Buy used LEGO locally, that's always cheaper. So, some mixed questions. Can you make a review of the CADA Master Lamborghini Centenario? Will you review more legit alternate brand sets like CADA's A86 in the future? I have another channel that you can find link here from the main one. It's called RB's Gadget Reviews. I used to review RC cars there, but I changed the subject a bit and it includes now all kinds of gadgets, including some CADA sets as well, so make sure to subscribe to that channel as well. And my favorite final question, what would you rather fight? 1 horse-sized duck mock or 20 duck-sized horse mocks? Definitely 1 horse-sized duck mock. At that size, that would be super slow and heavy, so it would be much easier to defeat than 20 little duck mocks running around. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you got all your answers. Stay tuned for some exciting 2021 LEGO Technic reviews coming. See you next time. Bye bye.